Okay, hey everyone. So, quick update. I went to a new place today called Ark Harvest in my local indoor mall. It's a produce stand that's open 2 days a week. And everything they have there is on like a good price. So they have two different size baskets. They have a small size and then they have the large size. The small size is $25. And if you purchase for $5 one of their reusable bags, and you bring it back each time you go, then you only pay $25 for the small basket. And you can get anything that will fit in that basket, flush level. And if you don't fill up the full basket, then they charge you less of a price. And so I got a lot of stuff today. So I'm doing some veggie prep now, and I'm going to do some more tomorrow. So I figured tonight we're going to start off with prepping the veggies, or some of the veggies. By that I mean the bell pepper. And the even better part about it is that I was told that if I bring in a 5-gallon tub, then as long as I leave my name and contact information, they will give me for free their veggie scraps. So if I just if I bring in a tub, let's say tomorrow, which I'm hoping to do, if not, it'll be for next weekend. If I bring in the tub and I tell them just no onions, no garlic, anything that the guinea pigs cannot have, and I just put no beside it, then everything else in that category that is scrap, that is left over, probably on the Sunday, they would call me and let me know when that tub is ready to be picked up. So essentially I'm gonna estimate maybe once a month it's gonna happen that I would get free veggies for the guinea pigs for scraps. The person that was working there, one of the people, told me that that they do that for a lot of people. They'd rather not see any veggies or any food go to waste. They've done it for some people who had horses. They recently did it for someone who had actual pigs, like oink pigs, the big ones. And then they did it for someone who had, I think, rabbits or some other species of animal. But when I went there, they were asking me, if I've ever been there before, and I told them no, it's my first time. And then I mentioned that actually everything I'm getting is specifically for my guinea pigs, and told them how many I have. And so that's when they mentioned that to me, and my eyes lit up. Like, it felt like I struck gold just finding that out. And you know what? Even if they didn't mention that to me or offer it to me, I would probably still be just as excited for it. Because going to this place, like I said, I only spent $25 on the basket of the food, and I paid an additional $5 to get the bag. So $25 for the amount of food that you're going to see in a moment is an amazing price that you don't want to pass that up, kind of thing. And so if I went to the grocery store, I would end up spending, literally, no word of a lie, guaranteed double the amount of value. So I calculated, with the amount of stuff that I got today, I calculated that that if I went to the normal grocery store like I usually would, I would have easily spent close to $60 or $70 on the groceries, or just on the veggies alone. So this is going to be my new place that I'm planning to go to. As long as they remain open, then I will be going there. Now, some of the products might not be the best quality. Like, some of it might be like a little bit starting to go bad, kind of thing. But it's not rotten, it's not molded, so it's perfectly fine to feed the guinea pigs or any animal that would eat veggies. So I was talking to my neighbor and telling him about it, because he's got a bunny. And I was telling him that when they call me with the scrap veggies to pick up or whatever, if he wants for his bun, I will give him some. Because he's actually going to be giving me the 5-gallon bucket to use. So it works out in both our favors, which is really awesome. And his bun is absolutely adorable, and I believe he deserves to be spoiled rotten too. Not literally spoiled rotten, but you know. So I'm cutting up the peppers right now because what I do, or what I've been doing recently anyways, is to make sure that every guinea pig is getting the proper amount of their vitamin C each day, which I give through their veggies. I try to always have bell pepper on hand. Sometimes I don't, but almost most times I do. So instead of just mixing it in with the bag with their veggies and then just piling it and not knowing who's getting what, I will literally feed them each about that size worth, or sometimes it'll be just a sliver like that, but I will always feed them that first before the rest of their veggies. Because most times, a lot of the veggies that you feed your guinea pigs will contain vitamin C. Carrots contain vitamin C, lettuce contains vitamin C, fresh grass contains vitamin C. So you don't want to be giving them too much. Like, you don't want to give this size to just one guinea pig. So I cut it up and I offer them each, but I call it a quarter of the pepper, but it's probably less than that. But like I said, almost every item they get contains vitamin C. So I think it's just the perfect amount, and they seem to be happy with it. They love it. And then sometimes if I find that I'm running low on the peppers and I don't have enough to give them each a piece like that big, then I'll cut it in half just so that they each can get something out of it. But if not, I do always have my liquid vitamin C on hand, and if I ever really need to give them any, it's there. I try to only utilize the liquid vitamin C though when one of them is sick. And knock on wood, so far nobody has fallen ill. The only exception is Mocha with her fatty lipoma on the one side, and I believe it's a cyst that's on the other side, but it has not grown. Nothing has come of it. It doesn't bother her. She doesn't scratch at it. So we're just monitoring that continuously. It's been the same size for, I'd like to say, about 7 months now, but it could be more than that. But yeah, other than that, Mocha is doing just fine. Dang it, right, bring your towel down. Okay. So. We've got our bell peppers cut up and ready. So that's what it looks like. I usually try to give a variety of it. This will go in the fridge now. Okay, that is no good anymore. We're gonna cut that off. So I got 2 heads of green leaf lettuce. Look at this giant English cucumber. Look at that size. It is massive. There's a lot there to cut up. You know what? I think we might just end up doing all the veggie prep tonight by the looks of it. that for treats. Cut that up tomorrow, but I gotta show you the size of this carrot. Oh my Lanta. I thought the one in the grocery store that I saw was big, but look at this. Like, it's massive. Now, I mean, to me, that would look like a carrot on steroids. I highly doubt that this one is organic, but we're not cutting that up tonight. That will be another day. So I also got celery. I got a small bag of spring mix. So that right there is going to be part of one portion for the piggies. I did pick up another sweet potato, but we're not cutting that up for today's use, or this time. And I also picked up 2 bags of romaine lettuce. So that's a lot of fresh greens for them. And I got a good deal on strawberries, which I gotta cut up 2 of them to freeze. Because 2 of them are gonna be used for when I make smoothies. And they'll grind up and blend more easily if I do that. So we're gonna put that there because that's gonna get done. So let's get our freezer bags ready. The guinea pigs can hear the veggies, so they're gonna go completely nuts over it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to start off with 7 bags. And normally I would line it up right here, but because the camera is right there, I got to put it to the side here. So I'll start off with opening the 1 bag. I think we'll cut up all the lettuce first. That's what I normally do. So I'm just going to rinse off the lettuce quickly here. I don't feel like having another dish to do because I just did dishes, so I don't want to use my salad spinner. So I'm just going to shake the water out by hand. And then grab a paper towel. And just kind of soak it up with the paper towel, which, as you can see, is now soaking wet. But thankfully, I've got recycling. Okay. We don't want that knife right there for that. We want the big knife. So I know some people give their lettuce like in leaves and just break it off, but I actually find this a lot easier to distribute for the guinea pigs, so that's why I cut it up. And yes, I even am using the root ends because they are edible. And I did not notice that or know that until recently. So for 2 years I've been throwing out the roots of my lettuce, or the bottom parts of the lettuce, when I could have been feeding it. And I know some of you are going to say, well, you can also try and regrow it. I tried. It doesn't work because of the amount of outdoor critters, like rabbits and stuff that we have nearby. It just doesn't survive long enough for me to pull any off the plant. And I could try to grow it indoors. I might try that. As it is right now, I'm trying to grow that fountain grass. And for anyone who wants an update on that, it's got about 6 or 7 different little sprouts that started. So We're slowly getting somewhere with that. So I do realize this is going to be a longer video, but some of you have actually requested a longer video where it's just me talking and all that. And I know you're not seeing the guinea pigs right now, but this is for the guinea pigs, so I'm hoping that y'all will enjoy this. So that's about enough for 14, 15 guinea pigs, give or take. Because don't forget, there's going to be other veggies added in. Now, when you look at the two, not all the bags are going to be evenly distributed as far as the leafy greens. That's why we always add extra vegetables in it. And I always find it easier for me to work with the one thing at a time. Okay, so this one is going to have this stuff in it, which has already been pre-washed from what I was told. So, added bonus for me. That there. Okay, let's start with these. Grown in North Mexico, harvested on 006. I'm assuming that means January 6th? Okay, so they get their product from Mexico. And, you know, most guinea pigs prefer the darker greenish colored leaves. But the good thing about the light colored ones, especially when it's like warm out, or if you have a guinea pig that just doesn't seem to be drinking as much water as they normally would, but they're still eating their veggies, it makes sure that they're hydrated. So it works for that reason. I don't know if you can hear that, but I can hear that. They are yelling at me because they know that there's veggies down here. Please don't fall in the sink. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish chopping up the rest of the lettuce off camera, but we will see you back in a few with the next veggie to chop. Alright, so we are back, and we are now moving on to chopping up the celery, which has already been washed and patted dry. Now, I know some people like to basically try and de-string the celery. There's no need to do that. If your guinea pig can chew through tough strands of hay, they can chew through celery. Now, they are not having celery every day this week, so we're going to put that to the side for now. Now we got to organize a little bit with the bags to put some in. So, I usually take about a handful or 2 handfuls. Mix it in. My hands are a little small, so there's 1. So, the lettuce gave me a total of 9 bags. So that's a little over a week. So of the 9, we're gonna divide the veggies in half. So celery's only gonna go into, like, let's say 4 or 5 bags. Okay, so we're going to cut a little bit more. One more time. There. And I'm going to be putting the rest into the fridge. And then if I need nail trims or if I want to spend some bonding time with the guinea pigs, I can just pull off a little piece and let them munch on it. And if it's still good, when I need to make more bags of veggies, then I will just use what I have. I also have broccoli. Forgot to mention that one. Okay, so we'll put it into 5 bags. So next we're going to cut up the cucumber. We're going to start with only half of it. I have never seen a cucumber that big in my life. Just like I've never seen a carrot that big in my life. Put that there. We're going to bring my small knife back. Normally I would use the end, but the end piece has like this black spot, which I think is starting to rot, so we're not using that little piece. And then, so what I like to do when I have big cucumbers like this, normally I would just give them full pieces or sometimes cut it in half, but I think we're gonna actually cut it into 4s so that it's essentially like a little pizza slice for them, but it's cucumber. One bag. I'm gonna try not to get the bags in the way of the camera view, so bear with me. One, we got 2 more bags to put cucumber in. Okay, so we're gonna have to use a little bit more of that cucumber, which is just fine. Okay, that should do it for that bag, and then we have this much left over, which we're going to put away shortly. So there, all bags have their cucumber and or celery in it. Let's give this a quick rinse off. Because we are going to move on to the very messy broccoli. So we should put that away first. Normally it doesn't take me this long to do my veggie prep, but because I'm recording it as well, it's going to take me a little longer. I also normally don't have as much amazing selection as I do right now. So, bonus for me. So now, I'm going to try and put a little bit of broccoli into each bag. Yes, you heard that right. But my guinea pigs normally don't get high calcium veg, and because it's going to be little amounts spread apart, it'll be okay. So it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Give it a quick rinse. So what I like to do first is sort of just break off little branches. And some of you are probably going to be like, well, why are you doing that? Well, you'll see. You'll see. So this stem is not going to be garbage. I'm going to move that out of the way. So we're going to take one little branch at a time. And what I do with the branches then is try and cut them into even smaller little branches. And then I cut that in half. And then this little small amount will go into one bag. So not everyone will get a piece of broccoli, but that's okay. We don't want too much of anything in there. And you know what? Broccoli does have a lot of important essential nutrition that guinea pigs require. So I don't mind giving them broccoli once in a while. I think the last time they had broccoli was just under a month ago. And sometimes I don't even buy the broccoli on my own. Sometimes I just wait to see if my friend gives me her scraps or not. So, again, added bonus. And another reason why I like to cut it this small is because of the fact that not all the guinea pigs like the top part. Sometimes some of them only like the stem. So if I cut it up smaller like this, then they kind of get to pick and choose more easily without arguing with one another as to who's going to eat what. And I know I've done a veggie prep video before, but this could be like sort of, I guess, the first one of 2024. And this one is more unique because, you know, we're taking our time and we're just talking and updating each other with things. Well, I'm updating you on how the piggies are doing. Yeah, so all of the piggies are doing well. I was supposed to get a new piggy coming in. She was supposed to arrive today, but our schedules couldn't coincide with one another. So I had to kind of reschedule. And I did tell the person, you know, because they really want to rehome the guinea pigs quickly. They seemed really like adamant on rehoming. They didn't want to try any of the suggestions that I had offered. And so yeah, I was supposed to get her today, but we rescheduled for next week, so she's supposed to arrive next week. From what I know about her, she is 4 years old, and apparently she doesn't get along that well with the current piggy that she's living with. The previous owner, or current until I get her, owner said that she bullies the other piggy from food. Now, when I was looking at the photos that she sent me, it shows that the guinea pigs are living in a very small starter-sized guinea pig cage, and that will have a huge factor on whether guinea pigs get along more easily or not. So I tried suggesting to her, you know, try scatter feeding. That could be, you know, an easily solved problem. It could be the lack of space, but I didn't want to offend her, so I didn't really mention the cage size. And I also did not mention how I have a YouTube channel, or that I have, you know, a fair amount of experience, not an expert by any means, but I didn't mention any of that because I don't want her to change her mind and then, you know, the guinea pig end up, you know, as feeder food or something. We don't want that. So it's a touchy situation. So we'll know more next week when I get her. I'll obviously do a video, do a health check online with you. Maybe it'll be on a live, maybe not. I am going to do something a little bit unorthodox for myself, though. When I get her, I'm going to do the at-home health check, and providing I don't hear, you know, any breathing problems or anything out of the ordinary that would warrant me to quarantine her fully, I might just up and try and introduce her to Ramona and Casper. And if that goes successfully, then they can live together in the cage, and then in the next couple of months I would look into upgrading their cage a little bit. But that is the potential plans of what I'm hoping to do, but whether it, you know, works out that way is a whole other story, right? But before I get too excited on plans, first let's get the piggy. So, as you've seen, I cut up the stem, and I feed the stem to the piggies as well. Okay, let's rinse that off. Okay, so that is done. I forgot to bring the hand towel down. So that is it for today's video. That was my veggie prep. I need to close up these bags, shake it up like I normally do, and then I need to continue doing my strawberry prep, and that'll be it for my night. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will talk to you all next time. Bye!